Hey, Dan Coach Miller here with NorCal Sports Network and just wanting to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Tonight we're doing a video on the San Francisco Giants, their need to cut down on their K rates in 2026. And it's why I believe they have brought in Hunter Mense as their hitting coach from the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to get right into it. First, let us thank our sponsor of this video. That's Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group is located in Marin County, licensed in all of California. Make sure you give them a call at 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. All right, guys, video on the Giants and their need to cut down on strikeouts. And why do I say that? Well, let me pull up for you some of the Giants statistics here, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Willy Adames last year, 26.1% K rate. All right. Then Matt Chapman, 23.6. Patrick Bailey, 29.4%. Same as Rafael Devers. That is unacceptable, 29.4%. Jung-Hoo Lee was the team's best at only 11.5%. Heliot Ramos, 22.7%. And I'm just going on current players right now. Casey Schmitt, 23.9%. And Fitzgerald was 28.8%. Drew Gilbert had a respectable 18.3%. Looking here at the rest of the players, that's pretty much it. The rest. Okay, so that is your Giants K rate for 2025. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the Giants' current players with their past years when they had much lower K rates. Guys like Rafael Devers, even Matt Chapman has had better years. And I'm going to look at the players that have the lowest K rates in baseball. I'll pull up that list for you. And then I'm going to propose a couple of guys I think the Giants should be targeting as trades this offseason, because you can't have a lineup with everybody over a 20% K rate except Jung-Hoo Lee. And Jung-Hoo Lee is just really getting going, and he's learning the league, and the league's learning him. So let's hope he can cut down on that K rate. He is one of the better K rate guys in all of baseball. So let's look at the list of K rate guys. Well, no, let's stay with the Giants. All right, let's stay with the Giants K rates, and let's talk about why these guys have to cut down on the K rates, because you can't have a whole lineup with K rates. I just named all the guys off for you, okay? 29%, 29.4% for both Devers and it was Patrick Bailey last year. Now, Devers, no, his wasn't 29.4. I'm sorry. I got the list mixed up here. It left me, but I had it up here and it's not showing up. But anyway, 29.4% for Bailey. It's got to cut way down. If Fitzgerald's in the lineup, he has to cut way down. But let me go over Matt Chapman, okay? I want to tell you about Matt Chapman. His K rate in 2019 was only 21.9%. Now, why do I say only? Well, that was his best year in the majors. He had 36 home runs or 37. My memory might be a little off there. I think he had 91 RBIs. It was either 36 or 37. And then in 21, forget 2020, that was the shortened year with COVID. He jumped to his highest in his career. He had 202 strikeouts and 622 plate appearances, 32.5% K rate. So he went from 21.9 in his best season, and then in 21, he tried to go out and kill it. Now, 19 was the juice ball era. The ball carried all those home runs. Did Chapman try and come back and, basically crush it? and was swinging for the fences every time? More than likely. Now, he has cut down on it in the last couple of years. If you look at his K rate in 22, it came down from 32.5 to 27.4. And then in 23, it was 28.4%. 24, his first year with the Giants, 24.4%. And then last year, 23.5. Now, if Chappie can cut that down to 21, 22%, shave off another 1 to 2%, that will help the Giants immensely. And I think Hunter Mense is going to help him do that. Rafael Devers, here's a guy that struck out 29.3% when he came over with the Giants last year. His combined for the season was 26.3. He was only 22.7 with the Boston Red Sox. So for some reason, he comes to the Giants and he tries to be all world. I think maybe the ballpark dimensions spooked him out a little bit as he tried to figure out, how to adjust from not having the green monster and figuring maybe he has to hit it further. And so it doesn't carry into Triples Alley for an out. He's just got to go back to making contact. The problem is a lot of those contact hits that he made at Boston that would go off the green monster or just flyouts to left field at Oracle Park. Now, Rafael Devers had in the 22 season, he only struck out 18.5% of the time with the Red Sox. 27 homers, 88 RBIs. In 23, he was again below 20%, 19.2%, 33 homers, 100 RBIs. So, and then in 24, it climbed to 24.4, and then last year, 26.3. So there's a trend the last couple of years. Devers' K rate is going up. Is his bat speed going down? Is he, something's going on there for his K rate to go up from 22, from 18.5 to 26.3 combined last year. That is, 8% higher. So Devers is going to have to go back to making more contact. All right. So the Giants as a whole need to cut back. And I want to show you guys the list of the best guys in baseball with the lowest K rate. All right. Let me pull up this list here. And here's the list. Okay. Ryan, that's the highest. Let me go back to the lowest. Hold on here. I was asking ChatGPT this, and I had it already. Here we go. All right. Look at Luis Ariz, 3.2%. Lowest K rate in baseball. I don't think he fits the Giants, though. Jacob Wilson, young shortstop, rookie last year. Incredible year, 7.5%. Nico Hoerner, that's a guy that I would love to see on the Giants. And I'm going to show you a trade that I think could work to help get Nico Hoerner here. He is in his last year with the Cubs before he enters free agency. Steven Kwan's another name a lot of people are talking about because he makes contact, plays excellent defense. There's that Ernie Clement, one of the best hitters we saw in the World Series this past October, only 9.9%. We see Caleb Durbin, 10.8%. Jose Ramirez, in my opinion, top 5 player in all of baseball, just a superstar. Jung-Hoo Lee, 11.5%. There's, what is he? Top 8 or so? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Top 10, though. Okay, in baseball. Geraldo Perdomo had a great year with the D-backs, only 11.5% K. Hey, Alejandro Kirk, 12.2%. We've seen 3 Blue Jays now on here. No, 2. We see Ernie Clement, Alejandro Kirk, and there's a third one coming up here. But look at Nolan Schanuel at the Angels, 12.6. Brendan Donovan, 13%. That's my other trade target for the San Francisco Giants on this list. So Nico Hoerner and Brendan Donovan, they would be great Giants. And Otto Lopez, hey, he was in camp with the Giants a couple seasons ago. Low strikeout rate. man, the Giants would love to have him right now. Nathan Lucas, 13.8, the third Blue Jay, and then Bellinger and Lawrence Gurriel Jr. round out the top 20 in all of baseball with the lowest K rates. All right, so now we're looking at the different K rates. Let's take a look at a couple of trades that could fit the Giants here. All right, I want to show you from the baseball trade machine. We'll first look at the player. Let's see, this one is a two-team trade between the Giants and Cardinals. All right, it could look something like this. Cardinals are in a rebuild, and I'm sure they'd love to have Casey Schmitt. I'd like to keep Casey Schmitt on the ball club. All right, Bo Davidson, a young, promising outfielder. Cardinals are rebuilding. They would love to have a guy like Davidson, and Walker Martin, another guy. These guys are a couple years away. They might want one player from the present, playing on the big league club, Luis Matos. That's a 33 trade value to 32 for Brendan Donovan. Donovan's got 2 years of control. The 26 and 27 season becomes a free agent in 28. All right. Brendan Donovan, a low K rate guy, a guy that makes contact, hits for average. Would love to see Brendan Donovan as a San Francisco Giant. In fact, if you want to look at Brendan Donovan's stats last year, Brendan Donovan hit 287, a great batting average in today's game, 10 homers, 50 RBIs, not a huge stolen base guy like Nico Hoerner, but a 775 OPS with a 119 OPS plus. So he is a guy that would be a phenomenal player to grab. The other player I'm looking at is Nico Hoerner. Now, here's a trade that I threw together that would look like this for Nico Hoerner. Johnny Level. Now, he's a guy that I like coming up in the minors. He can hit, and the Cubs may want to rebuild, but they may want a major leaguer as well. Tyler Fitzgerald would serve that. Cubs could put Fitzgerald in at second base, and they have Level coming up for the future for their ball club. And the Giants get Nico Hoerner, who is only got 1 year of control. Okay, only 1 year of control for Nico Hoerner. Now, you could include a Casey Schmitt in this deal instead of Johnny Level if the Cubs wanted a player to replace Nico Hoerner right now with more years of control. Again, I happen to love Casey's game, and I think he's going to get better and better as he gets more and more playing time and stays healthy. All right, so that is a trade to bring Nico Hoerner. Now, why do I like Nico Hoerner as a Giant? Well, if you want to look at Nico Hoerner's stats, they are pretty impressive. This guy can steal bases, and the Giants need a base running threat. He stole 43 bases in 23, 31 in 24, and 29 last year, 20 in 22. Now, this guy's batting average, 297 last year, and had an OPS of 739, an OPS plus of 114, so he's 14 better than average. This guy plays good second base. He's got speed, occasional pop, not a ton of pop, but a very solid player. Giants need to add guys that make contact in this lineup. Can't have just Jung-Hoo Lee. Okay, so there's two guys that could play in the infield at second base, Hoerner and Donovan. So those guys would really help the ball club tremendously. Now, the final thing that I want to kind of get across when it comes to the lineup, the Giants, everybody's got to cut down. They have to definitely cut way back on their K rates. It's Bailey is probably the worst. Eldridge, if he gets into the lineup, he's got a lot of K in his game. Devers has to cut back. Chapman, didn't even mention Willy Adames. That was the other guy that had the highest rate, I believe, Adames and Bailey. Adames has to cut that way down. So the Giants as a whole, if those guys can all shave off 2 to maybe 3 percentage points, tenths, 20, if they're 25, if they can cut it to 23, if they're 23, can cut it to 21, it's going to help this team tremendously. And I think they need one more bat in the lineup that cuts down on Ks. Now, if Luis Matos could be consistent and get enough playing time and show that he can hit consistently, he's a guy that generally, let me get that out, generally keeps his K rate down below the 15% mark. You got to have at least 2. You got Jung-Hoo Lee. Ideally, the Giants need, I think, 3 minimum under 18%, ideally 4 or 5, but they are built to hit the long ball, and they have a lot of swing and miss. I've mentioned the guys that swing and miss: Chapman, Devers, Adames, Bailey, Ramos, even Casey Schmitt. That's 6 of your 9 with K rates of almost 24% or higher. That's got to change if the Giants are going to be competitive in 2026. And obviously, they're going to have pitching. So appreciate you watching this video. Comment below. Let us know what you think. Again, wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. If you guys would do us a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we will be on live tomorrow night, and we'll be talking about some potential trades. And threw out a couple here in this video, but potential trades for the San Francisco Giants tomorrow night. They did pick up a free agent earlier today. We'll talk about that. A pitcher from the Cleveland Indians. We may even have a short video on that tomorrow. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching this video. Again, hope you had a great Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And we will see you on the next one. And don't forget to turn on the notifications bell so you get notified every time we go live or come out with a video. Take care, everybody.